with his ability to communicate, exchange information, and cooperate with others, has forever been developing a high level of different cultures. Words, however, travel only a certain distance and vanish the moment they are spoken. Man's wisdom led to the discovery of writing systems, enabling him to overcome the disadvantages of speech. Written languages, indeed, have served the development of cultures. Writing is often called the second language. The world's writing systems have all developed from ideograms to syllabic symbols to phonemic symbols. Han-Gul, the Korean alphabet, consists of phonemic symbols. Koreans used Chinese characters for an expressive medium before the 14th century. Because Korean and Chinese are so different from each other, not only in sound patterns but in word formation and sentence structure, Chinese characters were difficult to use and inconvenient, especially for the common people. Acutely realizing such inconveniences, King Sejong had Han-Gul invented. King Sejong ascended the throne as the fourth monarch of the Chosun Kingdom's Yi dynasty in 1418 and ruled the country wisely till his death in 1450. He arranged for many outstanding scholars to study every academic field, including the classics and history, and contributed much to the development of culture and the prosperity of the nation. He encouraged the production of different types of astrolabes for astronomical observation and personally studied celestial bodies. He also had sundials and water clocks made for practical applications and had various scholarly books published. The emphasis King Sejong put on publications led to improvements in typesetting and printing types and plates, which increased the efficiency of printing tenfold. Sejong's greatest achievement is the invention of Han-Gul, the Korean alphabet. Announcing the nation's unique alphabet, he said, "Because our native tongue is different from that of China, we cannot express our ideas in writing by means of Chinese characters. I have therefore had an alphabet of 28 letters designed, which my people can learn with ease and use conveniently." Han-Gul was completed in 1443 and promulgated by King Sejong on October the 9th, 1446, with the distribution of a publication explaining the new writing system. When it was first developed, Han-Gul had 28 letters, 17 consonants and 11 vowels. The consonants included 5 representative letters, each patterned after the shape of the speech organs. This letter, roughly corresponding to the English letter K, was drawn from the shape of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth.
Gu.
This letter, equivalent to the English N, was patterned after the shape of the tongue touching the teeth ridge.
Nu.
This letter, corresponding to the English M, is similar to the shape of the lips when it is pronounced.
Mu.
Roughly corresponding to the English S, this letter is in the shape of a set of teeth.
Su.
This letter was patterned after the round shape of the larynx. The sound of the remaining 12 consonants is stronger than the 5 introduced so far. The latter, equivalent to the English K, was made by adding a stroke to the former. These 3 letters, roughly corresponding to N, D and T in English, differ by 1 stroke or 2. These 3 letters, roughly equaling M, B and P in English, belonged to a group when they were made. These 3 letters roughly corresponding to the English S, J and CH. A stroke was added to produce the second letter and 2 to produce the third. In this case too, 1 or 2 strokes were added to the first letter. 3 additional consonants were made by varying the shapes of those already introduced. Of the 11 vowels, the first 3 are the most basic. This letter, pronounced R, was patterned after what the people at the time of its creation believed to be the shape of the sky. This letter was patterned after the earth, which was believed to be flat. This letter, E, was meant to be a standing man. As the sky, the earth and man were believed to be the basic elements of the universe, these 3 letters are combined to represent the universe. The remaining 8 vowels were derived from these 3. A dot was added above or to the right side of a bar, or below or to the left side of one. 4 similar vowels were then made with 2 dots. Later, due to a change in the phonemes, 3 of the 28 letters disappeared, and 2 of them merged into 1, bringing the total number of letters to 24. The dots in vowels were replaced by shorter bars, and the 2 revisions made after the beginning of the 16th century produced the 24 letters used today. Unlike the Western alphabet, each syllable is constructed separately. Na is constructed by adding the vowel R to the right side of the consonant. In the case of Bu, the vowel Wu is added below the consonant. A consonant can be added below the syllable already constructed. Let's compare Han-Gul with 2 other Oriental languages. The Chinese use a system of ideograms. Each character represents a word with a specific meaning. The Japanese use syllabic symbols which are used to construct words. In Korean, the syllables are broken down into phonemes. Han-Gul thus consists of phonemic symbols. King Sejong had his men write an epic poem, Songs of Flying Dragons, in 1445, and 24 volumes of books praising the achievements of Buddha in 1446. He wrote a hymn praising Buddha's virtue in 1447. The 3 literary works written in Han-Gul are considered to be examples of Korea's classic prose and poetry. A nation's language is at the core of its cultural legacy. It helps to mould the national spirit and the way in which people think. The invention of Han-Gul led to the publication of books in various fields: national ethics, practical medicine, agriculture, and so on. In the 17th century, novels written in Han-Gul began to be published. Poets and lyricists could express their ideas well through Chinese characters, but novelists preferred Han-Gul for writing long, subtle stories. Stories about chivalrous robbers, filial daughters, faithful lovers and such, written in Han-Gul, were widely read after the 17th century. China's first newspaper, The Independence, was published in Hangul in 1896. It has been more than 500 years since Hangul was promulgated. Although Chinese characters are generally used with Hangul, the exclusive use of Hangul presents no difficulties. In parallel with the increasing nationalism, the current publishing trend is to use only Hangul. Today, Hangul-based office machines and computers are being used more widely. The mechanization of the use of Hangul is linked directly to modernization. Of calligraphy is being developed through Hangul, and Hangul is being developed into not only the world's most logical and concise alphabet, but one of its most artistic.